I'm Pam, I'm 60 years old, and I love to hike. I love to hike. I love to hike. I love to hike. Today is hike number 3 of the 52 hike challenge. But before we go any further, I need to make a confession. I'm brand new at this. In fact, I taught myself all of this about 3 weeks ago, just before I made my first video. It's getting easier, but talk about a steep uphill learning curve. As I've been watching my videos progress, I've noticed that they are a little stiff and lecture-y. So I'm working on loosening up and trying to do more talking during my hikes. But first, I wanted to give you an update on the status of my graying hair. It's been 6 weeks since the last time I colored it. And with that said, before I fall into that trap again, let's go. On this hike, Walt and I have decided to do something new. We're bringing hiking sticks since they're supposed to improve balance. I want to get used to using them to see if they might help me hike in the Grand Canyon. We'll see. This time, we're going to Saguaro National Park. This is a 92,000 acre national park divided into 2 giant areas on either side of Tucson. The east side was established in 1933 by President Herbert Hoover to protect the giant saguaro cactus. The west side was added in 1961 by President John F. Kennedy, after saguaros had become movie stars in spaghetti westerns and, of course, Bugs Bunny. We start our hike at the Vertical Cliffs trailhead. Come on, let's go. Supposed to rain tomorrow?
Yep, 3/4 of an inch.
We're on the east side of the Tucson Mountains in Saguaro National Park. And you can see Mica Mountain way in the distance there, and then the Catalinas.
Maybe the tortillas.
The tortillas way up there. And look where I have my GoPro. It only took me about 10 minutes to realize that the hiking sticks just weren't going to work for me.
Pam has been experimenting with hiking sticks. But they're also a liability when you don't really need them. Hence, they're in Pam's pack right now. We got some pretty decent rains late in the fall, and the desert is starting to get a little green carpet.
Look at this Cala Verde. That's a nurse tree for this saguaro, which is probably, what, about 50 years old now?
Probably.
And without nurse trees, saguaros can't even get started. You know, for the first, I think, 8 or 10 years of their lives, they don't even grow to be an inch tall. And then after that, they start speeding up a little bit. But they are very, very slow growers. And look at this nurse tree. It's growing triplets. So this is a saguaro skeleton. How long do you suppose this saguaro's been dead? Those ribs look pretty bleached out.
Yeah, a couple years.
You think just a couple years?
Look at all the arms all splayed out.
You know, I bet it got hit by lightning with the arms exploded like that.
I've read that up to 1/4 of mature saguaros meet their end by being struck by lightning.
Look inside, that spongy tissue that absorbs all the water when it's alive. That's cool. That's what it looks like when it's all dried out. When it's alive and it rains, that tissue becomes completely saturated with water. And the roots of a saguaro go out in all directions, kind of in a circle, in the same diameter as the saguaro is tall. And then there's a big taproot that goes all the way as far down as it can go. Look how the saguaro skeleton is constructed. The woody ribs join together like expanded metal mesh, giving it the ability to expand or contract whenever it needs to. The skin of the saguaro is pleated like an accordion, also providing the ability to expand or contract. This is a wonderful adaptation for absorbing as much water as possible during heavy rains, sometimes over 1,000 gallons. It then shrinks back gradually during the long dry months without causing any damage to the cactus. When fully loaded, a 60-foot tall saguaro can weigh more than 4,800 pounds and won't need to absorb water for an entire year.
Okay, we're getting close to some vertical cliffs. We assume that those are the vertical cliffs.
Before this part of Saguaro National Monument was purchased by the government, it was private land and used for free-range cattle. There's a barbed wire fence. But look at these holes. Those do not look natural to me.
Grinding holes. They'd go to Circle K and they would buy Doritos and they'd grind them in here. And they're really, really still very smooth. Perfectly circular.
Stroopwafels. These are Dutch goodies, and seeing as Walt's family is Dutch. While we were looking around the vertical cliffs, Walt got a phone call. His brother told him that his dad was in the hospital and unresponsive. His dad died the following day as Walt was traveling to see him. He had not been well, and this wasn't unexpected, but it made us realize yet again how important it is to enjoy every minute of every day.
Coyote, it's just like a single.
We did it! Vertical Cliffs Trail!
Yeah.
So we took a wrong turn, and coming up this nice steep hill was a great form of exercise, but it wasn't actually our trail. This time we made it! Finished the hike!